Howdy, howdy, howdy. We are here officially. We are here with more Little Cup VGC. Let's see. All right. Let me pull up the Little Cup VGC chat. Let me get my windows sorted. I'm so sorry for how late we were today, by the way. Actually, no, I'm actually not. I'm not sorry at all for how late I was today because, yeah, I was supposed to be live 2 hours ago. But we're here today. We're here today. Oh my goodness, we have, holy shit, we already have 10 people here. I kept 10 people waiting. I'm so fucking sorry. Usually we have like 3 or 4 to start, and I don't feel as bad about it. Live officially live is crazy. Blech. Blech. Yeah, no, so we'll probably be live until 4 EST. Tooth still hurts, so I'm trying to persevere. But we're chilling. Tier Maker gave me an ad. That's fine. We have Gen 7 through 9 to do. How's everyone in the chat doing today? This isn't LivSama stream. That's right, because as Becca pointed out, hold on, let me align my mic better. That's right, because as Becca pointed out, this isn't the LivSama stream because that is going to be, let me add text for it actually. Let me add text for it. You know what, Becca? This deserves text in the top right. LivSama stream. All right, there we go. I can add this. Oh, god damn it. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Let me make that smaller. Let me also just fix how this is formatted real quick. We're going to make this aligned to the right. We're going to give it an outline. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Outline color will be in black. We're gonna make it 15 actually. I think 15 will be good. Now we're gonna pick a better font. We're gonna pick a better font for this. Because, like, who actually uses Arial? We're using Impact. That's the only font I know. I'm kidding. I know other fonts. I just like Impact. It's a nice, like, actual font. Like, you could see this. Like, you see this on chat, and bam. How the fuck do you join? Great question, Zeke. You're gonna, essentially, if you're looking to join, you click on the little $sign button, and then you hit the membership button, and you can hit to join this channel. We have 3 different tiers so far for memberships. Fuck Impact, all my homies Impact. Becca, I literally don't use Impact anymore because you told me that you didn't like using Impact and you thought it was too boring of a font. Thank you, Zeke, for being the first big fan on the channel. I'll have to figure out how to get this like auto update, but for now we'll do the manual update. Zeke is now the first member on this channel getting that. I think you were the first member on the other channel too. It was definitely you or Josh for sure. I think Josh might have beat you on the other channel, but you had the longer streak because Josh unmembered a couple times due to forgetting to auto renew. Yeah, I hate you, Becca. How is it? What if you're too broke to become a member? Honestly, great question. Just supporting the channel alone is perfectly fine. Even just by being here, you're supporting the channel. That's perfectly, totally fine. The LivSama stream goal, though, is just 8 channel members. So for anyone who wants to be a channel member, that's the goal we're hitting, is 8 of you. So with that said, though, let's see, doing VGC testing from Lapis Rules, of course, understandable. What are you testing? I'm curious to see. Vibing, chilling, and EP from Rad. The ductile, understandable. I don't know how ductile was the part that I got caught up on. I'm so sorry. But yeah, understandable. Listen, vibing an EP is totally fair. I was vibing an EP for like 4 hours today. When I said I wanted to get out of bed at 10, I did not get out of bed. Let's get a cap card. Understandable. I mean, we could do Showdown too. Kami, of course. LC, go to format. For real. But yeah, we could do Showdown, Becca. I'm perfectly fine with doing Showdown. Or honestly, I could even just like share screen through Discord and we could do it that way. However we need to do it. But yeah, so let me really quickly move the form bonds to the end. What we're going to do, let me also turn down the music a wee bit. Let's see. You do want a cap card? I mean, wanting a cap card is totally fair, but you don't need one specifically. Amount of EP that get caught up on ductile, understand. Oh, the amount of EP. I mean, listen, EP people do get caught up on that, I'm sure. But yeah, so essentially though, what I want to do, we're going to really quickly, I have a couple things. For one, I want to update the tier list because in the time, it has been almost a week since we've done this and a lot has already kind of changed. So there's a little bit of Pokemon I want to briefly touch on. A couple big things that I think got a little bit oversighted to say the least. For starters, I hate that I doubled down on this. Well, that I backtracked on this, I should say, because I had this mon way higher, and the mon has proven to be way dumber as time has went on. I'm actually going to give this a... So this has now become a restricted Pokemon, though. So it has gone down a little bit from where I wanted to put it. I would have put it in S+, actually. That was my plan before we started stream, but it became restricted. I am still going to put it above, like, Scyther, though. I do think that mons like Fungus offer just generally more to it, even though this is still an obnoxious wall. Team quality being a non-restricted now means that you're missing out on certain duos. Some key ones that I could think of are like H Sneasel and G-Course were really good together, or like Cottony could have made a lot of the more defensive sets more volatile due to things like Encore locking with a really good Prankster Pokemon that has very little drawback next to G-Course, especially because they don't really like share any of the same weaknesses. It's not like they share any of the same, like the resistances help a ton, but they just don't really overlap defensively like badly. So yeah, Beck, I saw on Twitter, like, understandable. Zeke out here really trying. Yeah, so G-Course will go up above Scyther. I would have definitely went to, like, right above regular Sneasel if it was unrestricted, though. Pawnier could be S. So in this format, actually, so this is for, specifically, we have a link in the description for it. It's for a NatDex VGC LC format. And because NatDex bans Terra, this format also bans Terra. If it did have Terra, Pawniard would be an S tier. It'd probably be one of the most impacted Pokemon in my opinion, besides like actual restricteds. So Pawniard would have went up a lot. Pawniard would probably be like a high-end S tier too if we were doing Terra in this. But because it's NatDex does ban Terra typically. So that mon does not have it. There was a couple other changes I did want to make. Someone in the VGC LC server actually pointed out how potent Carvanha could be. And I had Carvanha like really low. Like, low enough to where it was objectively an oversight. I think it was, like, the E tier I put Carvanha. I have to find where I put Carvanha. I meant to put it... If it's in, like, the B tier or higher, that's around where I wanted to put it. I'm just forgetting where the fuck did Carvanha go? Am I blind? No, you're totally good, totally fair. Because again, if this was like what we were doing for the VGC LC video that went up on the channel, that was totally fair. That would have probably been like an S tier-ish mon. But yeah, we have like Mienfoo, we have H Sneasel, we have, where did our other fighting tips go? We have a lot of other fighting tips, some that have not entered the list yet, to be fair. But we have G-Fetched, we have Mankey, that should be somewhere. Mankey is right here. Yeah, okay, perfect. We have Riolu. Like, we have a lot of good fighting types. Metatype too. I forgot Metatype was a fighting type for a moment. Yeah, where is Carvanha? My god, is Carvanha just not on here? I know I talked about Carvanha last time. Alright, I'm looking at the stream replay because my mic arm might be blocking it, and I'd be really sad if I'm just missing it because I'm being too as muy estupido. I know that was not technically how I'm supposed to say that phrase, but that's how I said it anyway because I failed Spanish. Did I really put it in the F tier? There's no way I put Carvanha in the F tier. There's no way I was that stupid. Alright, well, Carvanha is definitely going up to the B tier. There was a lot of theory crafting with like coaching sets, for example, like side coaching with Riolu. I think Carvanha definitely has a niche for sure. I don't think it's like really dumb. I think there's a lot of good counterplay for Carvanha. Things like Grookey, for example, would be really good. But there are certain duos where I do think that mon could be kind of relevant. So we're going to put Carvanha in the B tier. That was all that I really noticed personally. Just those two I wanted to update because there were conversations that I was actively involved in. Anything else I don't really have a lot of knowledge on it. And I'm sure there's things that aged really badly about this from Friday because the format is so new that it has changed a lot. So with that in mind, let me see. Oops. There we go. Okay, sweet. Alright. So with that said though, we are going to start off with our Gen 7 mons. After Gen 7, I will probably ping for some sort of viewer battles and do a couple of those. Then after a couple of those, we'll do Gen 8, and then we'll do a couple more viewer battles. Then we'll do Gen 9, and then I'll probably just end off on Gen 9. Maybe we will do a couple more viewer battles, but jury's out on that. Essentially, let me run through the tiers really quickly and what we're looking for here. For the S pluses and S tiers, these are the two only sorted tiers. The S pluses are going to be Pokemon that are really just obnoxious and like format defining picks. I think the S tiers are still Pokemon that are really good in the format. And these are picks that I would say you're probably expecting to play most things in these two tiers with a lot of relevance. They're pretty good picks overall. I just think the S pluses are like really obnoxious, and they're typically the best among their classification. Like H Sneasel, Murkrow, and Base Sneasel, I think are so obnoxious comparatively to the S tiers, offensively speaking, as far as restricteds go. And Mienfoo is probably like the best, or at least one of the very best non-restricteds. It's probably like the objective best. The S tiers, meanwhile, are still really good picks. These typically do have a lot of place in the format and are overall like really safe Pokemon to build around. A tiers are going to be for Pokemon that they're still strong options, but I wouldn't say these are Pokemon that are defining the format. They're just still good options for a team. B tiers, these are picks that have a good role in the format. They could still be consistent picks, but they're not going to be picks where you're doing entire teams around them. Like, for example, I'm not really going to build a Carvana team, but it could be a good Pokemon on a certain team. So Duraludon and Type Null actually are going to be the only two Pokemon this current format actually does ban. Eventually they will get retested, but right now they are still bans. Also, I realized I did not focus my camera. I realized that because my finger was out of focus. There we go. Much better. Much better, yeah. So those are the only two bans, though, in the format, at least as far as right now, but they are going to potentially be tested down the line. I've already pitched for the Duraludon suspect test in as a restricted Pokemon at some point. So we will see. Yeah, so the B tiers are still good. Typically, these Pokemon fall into more of like they're used specifically because of like one role they have. And the role can have a place as like a 5th or 6th mon in certain teams, but they're not going to be like the most consistent at it. That's why mons like Riolu and Amora and like a Vulpix are here, because they're still really good picks, but they're not going to be like the things holding up any sort of team, as opposed to like Cottony Support, which can be like one of the best Tailwind mons in the tier, and it has a lot of other things like Encore that can really like shut down whole lines, or like Mischievous, which is probably one of the best Circumsetters. We have the C tiers. The C tiers are going to be, oh, right, I forgot the third thing I wanted to do. I wanted to move Porygon down to B tier. I still feel like I'm higher on this Pokemon than a lot of other people are, to be fair, but I think I definitely oversold Porygon a bit, especially in a format without Terra. That was the other change I wanted to make. Anyway, C tiers. C tiers start to get in a lot more gimmick territory, but the gimmicks can still be good. These are things like, for example, Natu, which is a pretty good Tail Room mon, or things like, for example, Mankey, which, while it is a decent fighting type, it's really only potent if your opponent has Intimidate, and otherwise, it's just a weaker version of a lot of other really good fighting types. D tiers are more situational. These are typically things to round out very specific problems with the metagame. For example, let's say Golett. Golett's a pretty good example of this, actually. I know Zeke will love that I brought that up. But Golett's a pretty good offensive response to H Sneasel, actually. Especially with Trick Room, this is a pretty good option offensively into a lot of different top mons, just because Ground and Ghost is so potent. It's very hard to handle overall. E tiers are these are picks that essentially like they're really only used for the gimmick, but it's not like a practical gimmick, as opposed to the D tiers, where I think their gimmicks or at least situations are a lot more like the difference between C and E is pretty minimal, but C tiers I think are like real gimmicks you can actually like build into a team and see success with, as long as it's not the focus point. D tiers are for picks where the gimmicks are kind of inconsistent, but there is still a place for them, and depending on what is good or bad in the format, they could have relevance. But I think C tiers will always be relevant as gimmicks. D tiers will not always be. The E tiers, though, I think are gimmicks that are almost never going to be relevant. These are things like, for example, I think Sunkern, I love my baby Sunkern. Solar Power and Trick Room could be really good at certain times, but it's probably very like unlikely, especially looking at a lot of the good mons. It would need to be a very like rain-centric meta, I think, for this to have relevance, which I don't think will happen. And the F tiers are like really bad Pokemon. I put Natu in C tier. I had it in D tier. I bumped it up to C after our match because I think I did overlook Tail Room as something that Natu could do pretty well. It's also just good passive damage. The F tiers are just bad Pokemon, and the Ball tiers just for Pokemon that have like literally nothing they can do. Things like Beldum, which has like Takedown and like Dual Stab, and that's about it. With that in mind, though, we do have a bunch of Pokemon to breeze through. Starting with Rowlet. Rowlet is definitely an F tier. Rowlet's just not like don't use Rowlet right now. Don't use Rowlet. We have a lot of better flying types. We also have a lot of better Tailwind mons. Thinking Tail Room. Litten is going to be a pretty good pick. We do have to move it up pretty high here. I think Litten with Intimidate is really good. Unfortunately, though, it is not Incineroar. I think the best way to put it is that Dark Stab is really fucking good on Incineroar, and unfortunately, Litten does not have it. It does still have some good things like Parting Shot, Fake Out, etc. But ultimately, Litten just not having Dark typing does hurt a lot because it's a lot more susceptible to things like Prankster Taunt. Litten is still an A tier. It's still a good Intimidate mon. I would argue, though, that Hisuian Growlithe is slightly better. The only reason you would use Litten is because it's, despite the fact that Hisuian Growlithe as an Intimidator has higher potency, I think, in a lot of matchups, even though Rocket is probably the better ability overall. Litten has a lot more splashability on teams, but I don't think it's as potent. I think it's kind of like how, just because of what's good right now, I don't think Litten is going to unfortunately be that good when we have a lot of mons that just can ignore. the Intimidate with things like Inner Focus and also Clear Amulet. Yeah, it's also just a lot less bulky. You're completely right on that. Poplio sucks. It doesn't have a fairy typing. Don't use Poplio. Picky Peck. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this. I actually talked about Picky Peck last stream a little bit. Because I actually think that I probably am going to rate Picky Peck higher than anyone else. I guarantee you no one else is going to put Picky Peck around where I do. I actually think Picky Peck's kind of a cool normal flying type. I think it's one of the better options you could be using, though I don't think the typing is that great anyway. And I think comparatively to a mon like Toucanon, I think Picky Peck is actually like really good for its tier, whereas Toucanon really isn't. This is a great Sash or Sturdy Break option, and the options with Skill Link actually could be pretty decent. Like, I think a Skill Link Choice Scarf set could hold a lot of relevance in the format. You have things like Rock Blast and Bullet Seed. You also do have Braid Bird as a nice stab. You have U-Turn for momentum. You even have, I know you have a normal type multi-hit move too, but I'm forgetting which one it is. The point being, though, is that I think this mon actually does have a place. I'm very curious to see where it goes in the format, but I think it actually could do like some really serious damage, and I would love to see some people like actually get behind Picky Peck. This is objectively a live agenda mon. I do like, just like with G Course, before I really started like seeing everyone else catch on to G Course not being restricted. This is objectively a live agenda mon right here. The mon is crazy, and I think its offensive potential could be really good. Now I will say it is definitely not as good as it could have been if this was played like a level 5 format, because at a level 5 format, this mon actually would probably be an A tier. Or with Terra, I think it could have also been an A tier, but I still do think that even despite that, the multi-hit being really good on this thing, and it's decent-ish offensive too. I think the bigger thing though is that unlike a mon like Shelder, this has like really fucking good coverage. Like, for example, if we look at Picky Peck, right? If we look at Picky Peck, this thing has, just off of the physical end alone, you have options like Acrobatics and Brave Bird for flying. You have Brick Break for fighting. You have Flame Charge for fire, which could be okay. I won't act like it's the greatest, though. I have Gunk Shot, which is a good option, especially for opposing Pokemon that are just really weak to poison, but for some reason aren't going to matter. But to be fair, you're probably in most cases just going to prefer to use Brave Bird, but I digress. Knockoff is a great option. You have U-Turn, which is a great option. You have Bullet Seed, which is incredible. Dual Wing Beat is pretty decent. Especially if you're looking for a more Sash Break flying option. You have, obviously you have, I thought this one got Rock Blast. Did they cut Rock Blast from this thing's moveset? Right, let me select Netdex. I'm being dumb. I mean, even still, it gets Smackdown, which isn't terrible. But yeah, no, it looks like they caught Rock Blast. It looks like it just doesn't get Rock Blast. I thought it did for some reason. Even still, honestly, U-Turn, Bullet Seed, it still gets a lot of good stuff. And even off the Sheer Force, sorry, oh right, this one doesn't get Sheer Force, that's Toucanon. But it still gets options like Boom Burst too, which isn't terrible. It's not great though, but it's not terrible. I will say though, did I rank Tyrant yet? Not yet. Okay, I will say I thought this thing got Rock Blast. We're actually gonna put it in the C tier. I still do think Picky Peck is good. I think it did kind of want Rock Blast. That would have helped a lot with the Scyther matchup. Anyway, Young Goose sucks. Grubbin, lol, Crabrawler, actually, Crabrawler can get E. This thing actually has some decent options with Iron Fist. At minimum, I don't think it's like an unusable Pokemon. It's just not good. Yeah, Picky Peck has a lot of coverage. I did think it had Rock Blast though. That's a big deal that it does not have Rock Blast. So we're putting in C. Tyron definitely was end of stream yesterday. I know I put it, well, not yesterday, like Friday. I know I put Tyron somewhere decent. Tyron, oh, I put it in the E tier. I actually meant to put that in the F tier. Sorry, the D tier. I meant to put that in D tier because Tyron actually does have a lot of good multi-hit, and also it's a decent Dragon Hits and Strong Jaw option. Like this thing does get a lot. It's not as good because it's not level 5. That would be another really good mon if this is level 5. Cutiefly. Cutiefly's not terrible. Cutiefly has a couple of big things benefiting it. For one, it's unironically one of the more especially offensive fairy types in the tier. It also has some options like the like Speed Swap, for example, could be really good. And overall, it could just be a decent support mon. It's a nice manual Tailwinder that's not Prankster based. I think Cutiefly is at least a C tier. I don't think it's the greatest Pokemon of all time, but it definitely has some decent options. Also, an immunity to Fake Out is really good. That's crazy, Zeke. F tier, Marini can get an E tier just purely because of Wide Guard and good typing. That's about it. The mon otherwise kind of sucks. Mudbray is actually kind of cool. I do like Mudbray a lot. I think it's one of the few ground types that I'd actually consider using on a team. I'm actually gonna give Mudbray a B tier. I mean to Fake Out with Shieldus. Yeah, no, exactly. Mudbray gets a B tier though. Mudbray is a decent option overall. It's a really good bulky Fizz of ground, and I think especially with beat up support, like this thing is really crazy to handle. It's one of those few things that can just kind of sweep a team on turn 1 because of things like because of things like body press and stamina. And yeah, overall, I think Mudbray is really good. But if you're looking to see what other good Pokemon are good in VGC Little Cup, we need to get some likes on the stream. Becca told me I had to shill likes because I forgot last time. Thank you, Becca, for reminding me. Yeah, so we will, let's see, what's our likes at right now? I have to set a like goal now. We're at 7 likes. Okay, actually 7 likes. Okay. I was gonna... Mudbray is a little slept on in my opinion. I think Mudbray is definitely decent. I will say I'm a little bit hesitant to put Mudbray higher than B tier because I do actually think that Trapinch is a little bit better of a ground type on Trick Room, and I think Mudbray can function outside of Trick Room a little bit better, but I don't think it's better enough to put it in the same tier. I think overall though, Mudbray can definitely do a lot. I just think that Trapinch is probably the slightly better ground type. Anyway. We have Dewpider. Dewpider's decent. Water Bubble, objectively, like a decent mon. I think it also gets Wide Guard. I mean, even, honestly, you're more using this for... Oops. I meant to put that down here. Somewhere like that. Anyway. Dewpider can get a C tier. I think Dewpider with Water Bubble is definitely a really decent option to wall break. Yeah, if you refresh the page, that's how it updates on computer especially. But yeah. Overall though, Dewpider is a decent water Pokemon. It can do some really good damage, especially things like Surf and also Scald, because it's not X. Fomantis does get Contrary with Superpower and Leaf Storm. Actually, let me double check Superpower. Superpower would be the difference there. It does get Superpower, yep, okay. So yeah, this mon can at least get an E tier. It's not the best, but it's definitely not terrible. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Wide Guard would help a lot with Dewpider for sure. I think even still though, it's more just Water Stab you're clicking with this than like a good Trick Room team, and I think it can kind of do some work. But Fomantis gets some nice Contrary with Leaf Storm and Superpower. I think Amon is decent enough in the E tier to where it's probably like one of the better options there. Better than at least a lot of the E tier grasses. Morlo, this thing gets Spore, so it has to at least be ranked. I'd actually go as far as to give Morlo a D tier. I actually think the mon is not terrible. I know Becca wants me to put it lower because she told me to lower raise everything else besides Borlo, which did nothing. But I think this thing could unironically have a place as like a nice Spore mon on Rain, and it also gets like Strength Tap. It gets a lot of cool utility actually. I'm actually a huge Morlo fan. But I do think that like the D tier is a pretty appropriate placement for it, to be fair. Liquidation Water Bubble Choice Spin. Yeah, exactly. No, it cooks. Salandit has a nice enough toolkit. We can get this mon at least an E tier. Nice Fake Out support and Oblivious, so it can like just fire off Toxics and all that. Yeah, no, Morlo's special attack. I mean, okay, so Morlo has a nice 65 special attack, which isn't terrible, but it's not bad. And it's also got a really good dual stab with Grass Fairy. I think Morlo cooks. I think Morlo objectively cooks. Morlo should be E. No, I know you hate the mon, sweetie, but I'm not putting it in E. Alright. Stuffle gets a nice C tier. I think this is a decent fighting type. Fluffy obviously is a really good ability. And overall, I mean, this thing gets some good coverage. I know I thought I got Wide Guard at one point. It does not. But it definitely does get some really good options overall. I don't know why Stealth Rock was something I accidentally typed in, but it gets some good options. Like it's a good coaching mon. Oh, actually, it does get Wide Guard. Look at that. Yeah, Stuffle gets Wide Guard. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. This could be a decent Wide Guard mon. Yeah, its bulk is actually not terrible. I'm gonna put this thing actually in the C tier. I think this could be a decent fighting type. I definitely think that with the good bulk. Actually, no. I think that not having Fake Out is kind of a detriment because we have a lot of the good fighting types with Fake Out. I think this is a nice alternative to Makuhita though. This is a little bit bulkier, and meanwhile, this gets Fake Out. Oh yeah, no, 65 is really good. It's more like compared to the restricted, it's not that great. Bounce Weight sucks though. Don't use Bounce Weight. Wimpod's a lol. Sandy Gas sucks. Don't use Sandy Gas. Type Null. Okay, we finally get a banned Pokemon. Let me add a row for banned. Let me pick a nice cute color for banned because I don't actually have one yet. Let me see. So we have pink to purple. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna change the color mapping a wee bit here. Because then I can go to this. And I'm gonna put our 2 banned Pokemon in. I'll actually really quickly, before I continue the tier list, we're gonna discuss our 2 banned Pokemon. Because I do think they are kind of important Pokemon to discuss. And I think that they shape a lot. I will say, I actually think a G-Course could be a potential option, but I don't want to oversell it just yet. I think it could maybe join these two at one point. But I don't think it's because it's the objective best Pokemon in the format. I just think that the role it provides in the format is a lot similar to these two, but I think the way it does it is a lot less healthy for top Pokemon. So right now I'm not confident putting in S+, but I do think that it is the closest actual ban in the format, besides these two, obviously. So why is Type Null and Duraludon banned? Let's start off with Type Null. Type Null, for one, already has a pure normal typing, which on a Pokemon that has 95, 95, 95 for bulk and access to a Violate, pretty fucking insane. This thing also gets some decent coverage, albeit it is not Silvally level coverage, but it has some decent coverage. If we're looking at Type Null's move pool, for example, we have options like Return, which it gets back because it's not Dex. We have U-Turn as a nice pivot move, albeit no Parting Shot, which kind of sucks. We have Pursuit, which is a pretty decent option for this thing. You get Sword Stance. It's mostly a normal type moveset, but it gets a couple other key moves like Rock Slide, Shadow Claw, and Flame Charge, and Dragon Claw too, which are all enough in my opinion. It doesn't get the best coverage as far as handling fighting types. I mean, your best move for that would be Aerial Ace. But on a Pokemon, again, it can't get crit. It has 95, 95, 95 bulk. On top of that as well, you still do get Sword Dance for setup and also Thunder Wave for speed control too, which is a pretty decent option. And if you really don't want to use Return, Crush Claw is still a pretty decent normal stab with a 50% chance to drop opponent's physical defense, meaning it will just keep hitting harder. You have Icy Wind, which is a decent option for speed control as well. Punishment could be a pretty decent option for certain teams, but it probably wouldn't be for most players. I do think that, oh, right. Yeah, thank you. Let me pin the link again. Let me see. There we go. Okay, it's pinned. Yeah, so Type Null, like 95 in everything, plus, besides speed. I call them L plus band plus ratio. Okay, I can do that. L plus... Hit F12 on accident. Literally my bad. There we go. Okay. So yeah. So I think I think Null is definitely the worst of the two, but I also think that it is the less likely of the two to get unbanned. The reason being for that is I think that Duraludon definitely... Oh, thank you, Becca, for posting a more formal one. I'll let yours stay in the chat. I forgot. Yeah, you literally have access. Yeah. So the reason being though is I think Type Null is the worst option, but I think the difference being is that Duraludon's more exploitable. With the typing of Dragon Steel, this thing is kind of obnoxious. It's a great coverage pool, Iron Fence Body Press sets, Choice Spec sets. It's a lot more versatile in my opinion. The thing is though is that because of the fact that special defense is so low, you do kind of need a Violate or Assault Vest on it, and that's where we start to see like actual counterplay forming. I think as well with the fact that any good Steel type could check this thing, and the fact that Duraludon is not a Steel type that can check itself because of all the sets that it gets. I think it's one of those cases where broken beats broken. Things like H Sneasel can 2-hit KO it guaranteed, same as regular Sneasel, Mienfoo, it's like a lot of good fighting types can 2-hit KO it very easily with just like Helping Hand or even like Life Orb. You can, well actually, yeah, even with just like Life Orb, you get 2-hit KO this thing with most fighting types. It's a Pokemon that will typically trade like very, very easily. It's like a guaranteed trade. But I do think the Mon has some decent options. I just think that it is, despite being the better option, I think it's the harder one to find like actual counterplay for. Because I think that Null has a lot easier of a time of just kind of like getting through its own shortcomings. L plus band plus ratio plus you're not even real legendary. Honestly, so true, so true. We do have a few more options though in the gen for this one. We have You Suck, LOL, and then we have two more. Okay. Poiple is an interesting one. I am a little bit unsure what I actually think of Poiple. I think in theory, Beast Boost is a really dumb ability. Pure Poison isn't that terrible. I think it appreciates having the Dragon typing a lot more, which it does not have in this form, unfortunately, because only Naga has it. For now, I'm going to put this thing probably in the C tier. I think it's a similarly strong win con to something like a Snivy, just a little less support, but with Hidden Power, this thing is an arguably better dual stab with a Hidden Power Fire plus Poison. And it's a lot easier to set up boosts with this because you just claim a kill and you're kind of fine. And you don't need to worry about like accuracy and all that. Duraludon would really be interesting, especially Stalwart. I think it could be interesting. I just think that it's also not the best. So less weaknesses, but more strength. Yeah, pretty much. I think Duraludon has. It's easier to exploit Duraludon, and I think Duraludon also has an easier time beating itself. I think Null, it gets to a point where it's like 1v4ing teams if you're not running Null. I think Duraludon at least can be like, it's a lot more splashable in teams. It's also, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think Duraludon has more upsides to being allowed and also to being banned. I think it's the best way to put it. But yeah, so Poiple's C tier though. And then Meltan. Meltan kind of sucks, but it's not like a lol funny because it does get Magnet Pull, which is a real ability. So we're gonna put that thing in the F tier. Woohoo! Oh my goodness. We're gonna find a game. Baby fighter. Let's pull up a game. Alright, so I will let me see. Okay. So let me pull up my showdown window really quickly. I forget which tab I had showdown open on. I think it was this tab was the tab that I was citing with my showdown window. Let me double check that. It is this one. Okay, sweet. Wait, no, it's okay. It's my middle monitor. Got it. Okay, that's how I intended it to be, but still. As you generate AOU. See, I can get behind that, but in doubles, it's such a not necessary thing. Oh, Becca, we're here. Okay, okay. Let me really quickly. I want to try and find. For this first game, I want to find a sample really quick. Like, I want to try a new team. And then I think for a later game, I'll try and build something new entirely. I want to try a mon that I've not currently tried, though. Do we have any restricteds that are going to be talked about later? That would be interesting. We do not. We've already actually blown through all our restricteds. Okay. Let me try Gligar, actually. This one seems interesting. Bird spam. Oh, yeah, this will cook. Finally, another Grookey in the fucking Reynolds. This mon is insane. I cannot wait to talk about how good Grookey is. Because this mon is fucking nuts. Okay, let me see. OTS. Let me see. And okay, sweet. Okay, so NetDex doubles. Here we go. Okay, sweet. Good luck, have fun with Becca. We'll fight Rag after this. Cosmo too good to be allowed. Honestly, it really is. Let me see. Okay. You know, so I agree Grookey's a top 3 non-restricted. I think it's the only other S plus tier though, I would argue. Ooh, Yanma. Is this the... Is it... Oh, wait, Becca. What? Becca's fighting me with like... Oh, Becca, I'm not gonna lie, I expected a not real team. Or like a not real team was really mean, I'm so sorry. I expected a more Becca team, like you were cooking. But ooh, ally switch list. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, let me also turn off timer. I don't like doing timer for friend games. Though I guess you're free to turn it on if you want, Becca. I won't judge. We're gonna go with. I think we'll go with these. Okay. So good luck and fun, of course, to Becca. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna cook. We're gonna cook here, ladies and gentlemen. And non-binary folk, of course. We cannot leave out the non-binary folk. That would be fucked. We're gonna... Okay, we actually have a pretty easy line here. We're gonna murder the little Poiple. Bye-bye, Poiple. Everyone say bye-bye. I'm so glad the Drifloon's a ghost type. This is like the big thing that Drifloon does. This just doesn't need to really care about speed tiers. Because the mon is so fast. And I don't need to worry about fake out either, which is great. This mon will already like get its stuff off by the time that I actually need to care. And then I can just kill the Poiple really quickly. Follow me is fine. I don't really care. Yeah, that's okay actually. Let me go for this. I'll go for Grassy Glide. I think it's funny how Litten is faster than Incineroar. Honestly, yeah, it is really funny. It's funny like every other piece in that evolutionary line is objectively faster than Incineroar. It is such a silly little thing. Drifting faster than Flutter? No, I wouldn't. With Tailwind up it is, but without Tailwind, I mean, Booster Flutter is actually faster. Okay. We're gonna go for the Acrobatics here. I'm gonna go for Grassy Glide and hope for a good roll. Oh my god, we didn't kill. Well, Acro still does decent. Okay, I'll take that. Dragon Pulse does kill, but thankfully it's into that Pokemon. So I will definitely take it. Because now I can actually go into Gligar. And Gligar should just outpace naturally anyway, so it won't really be a big deal. Boyble's gonna protect, that's fine. Squirtle's gonna also protect, that's still fine. Because Squirtle literally needs like a double protect here for this to actually be any concern. It needs to like land a double protect. In fact, both mons actually do need to land like a double protect here. I don't mind Poipole outpacing my Grookey, but Squirtle needs to land a double protect for that to actually impact. Also, thankfully, Squirtle only has Fake Out on this team, so that's kind of fine. We kill the Squirtle here. Thankfully, I don't think Poipole will kill Gligar, because Gligar is way too bulky. Oh my god, that did way too much. Yeah, fuck Gligar. Okay, Yanma Cutiefly. Yanma Cutiefly is perfectly fine. I am going to go into Squirtle here. I think Squirtle being a nice Fake Out mon into the Yanma here will be pretty useful. If Becca lands a Hypnosis right away, I'm going to cry. The Cutiefly is going to be a little bit annoying. But thankfully we do outpace it by 1 point with Gligar, so that's really big. Thankfully there's no Tailwind on this team. Also really big deal, really huge W's. Gligar protects. We see incoming Specs Gleam. Oh my god, do not kill my Squirtle. Do not kill my Squirtle. Okay, fuck, Squirtle died. Poiple's a menace. Yeah, honestly, Poiple kind of is a menace. We're gonna go for Rock Slide here, and I'm gonna Fake Out into the Yanma. I really just need the Cutiefly to like drop dead. We're gonna see Protect. It's 73 in most stats. There's a couple stats that doesn't happen in. I think I lost actually because of the fucking. I mean, I don't actually know Squirtle took that hit for the record, but I'm gonna say I lost anyway because of it. Yeah, the stats that mattered is basically like a 73 across in. Damn. Okay, good game, Becca. Good game. For today specifically, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna probably just do best of ones. Just because I wanna try and get in some new people. Or at least as many people as possible. But GG Becca, good game. Literally gonna hate you later. But it's okay. You can make it up to me coaching me and Val later this week. I'll need to learn my Sage. Alright. Rag, it's your turn up next. Drop your showdown. You'll get the other game that we're doing right now. And then as I said, later on we'll see. Yeah, Yama can cook. I do think Yama's not terrible. I still stand by my placement for it, but Yama is definitely, it's a high risk, high reward Pokemon. I made sure to make that very clear. Like, I think this thing is very high risk, high reward. Don't even know what to make for a team. Honestly, like, there's really a lot of options. There's so many good options. But yeah, so just challenge. Let's see. Okay, Brag the Ductile. All right, perfect. Okay. Find a user. Oh my goodness, no. We're not pulling up managed passwords on stream. That would be crazy. Okay, let me pull up the challenge code real quick. And perfect, okay. I want to try this team again. This team is really fun. After so salty that my evasion shenanigans. Yeah, no, the Cacnea team would have went crazy. That Cacnea team would have been so crazy. Already bad at good team building. It's good synergy. Honestly, fair. How'd you feel if it's Reg H? If in Reg H Little Cup? Honestly, I would love that. I would love that so much. Trying to make a Trick Room. Trick Room sounds fun. I wanna actually build a Spritzy Trapinch Trick Room team. I think is what I'm gonna look forward later today. Is the goal. I love to see the Spritzy rep, by the way. One of the best fairies in the format. Totally here for it. Super here for it. Let me also turn off timer because I don't like to do that for friend games, though you are free to turn it on still if you would like later. Okay. Fuck Clamperl. Let's see. Okay. We're gonna go with these two on lead, and we'll go with you. And I kinda... I mean, I don't really need Fake Out support here. I do think that Voltorb is my last pick. Okay. Fake Out doesn't help me a lot with most of these leads. Lilleep and Gothita. Okay, Gothita Lilleep is kind of crazy. I can honestly probably murder the Goth even still. With Scarf Last Respects. And I'll go for Circle Throw into Lilleep. Fake Out is fine. Just don't kill. It killed. Okay, great. That's fine. I still at least get rid of the Lilleep, so I'm okay with that. What do you think will be one of the spiciest Pokemon to use? Let's see. Spiciest. I'm still here for Trapinch. Trapinch, I think, is a spicy one. I don't see a lot of rep for. Cosmo would be a pretty hype Pokemon. Yeah, I think so too, personally. We're gonna go for... Actually, no. We're gonna go for Meteor Beam. Do I want to go for Follow Me? I kind of want to... I want to go for Circle Throw and Goth, I think. I do think Cosmo could also be pretty hyped to win with, for what it's worth, but I don't know if I'd say it's one of the spiciest Pokemon. Perfect Spritzy dies. Literal Death Spritzy. Gothita gets thrown out of here. That is perfect. And we see a Lilleep come back. Okay, Lilleep coming back is pretty hype, I can't lie. So I will definitely take that. Gothita's going to come back onto the field. And I'm just going to go for... We're going to go for this. I think this will be a good option. Now, the Corsola is considered... no, so I meant to improve Corsola in general, and I meant to raise it to S, like, higher in the S tier. I was going to raise it to S+, actually. Because I think that I let the early format take too much out of my opinion of them on. But I do think that it's actually, like, really fucking good, and I'm super here for it. Okay. So, let's see. We're gonna go for you. I'm gonna go for you. This is still fine. May try Trapinch. Trapinch is definitely a good pick, I think, in my opinion. Definitely has a lot that I can go for. Trigger finally goes off. Okay. This is where this game kind of gets a little hectic. I should have taunted that. That's a rookie mistake right there. I should have taunted and protected, if anything. We're gonna go for Thunder at least. Yeah, no. I don't have a great way to kill a leap otherwise. I think I fumbled this. I can't lie. I definitely fumbled this because I could have actually Leaf Stormed would probably been the play. Assuming it kills. I don't even know if Leaf Storm would have killed, but oh, okay. It's a funny last turn. GG, well play. Definitely a funny last turn for sure. Yeah. Okay. Perfectly fine. Maybe just not my day, but I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine going on it too. I'll have to, as I said, I'll have to build the Trapinch team after the Gen 8 set. But I do want to continue with Gen 8 though. Perhaps made Rio's follow me go first. Yeah, no, it has a lot of Rio has a lot of plays in this format actually. It's a super cool follow me user. I do think actually I forgot about that interaction. I kind of want to move Riolu up to A tier. I'm moving up to A tier. I still do think that Riolu is not an S tier Pokemon, but I do think I want to put it in the A tier. Omnibus mattered, honestly so real. Anyway, we do have the Gen 8 Pokemon to go over, starting with Grookey. Grookey is going to be an S+ tier. And if you want to be as good as Grookey does, as well as Grookey is in this format, we do have our channel memberships, which is a great way to show that you are as strong of a Pokemon as Grookey is in LC VGC. 8 members, and we do get the VGC stream, so I will literally pull my editor, my short form editor, Becca, on stream. We'll cook with whatever she wants. Becca has some batshit ideas, and I'm gonna leak DMs for a second, Becca, after I make sure I'm not leaking parts of my DMs where I'm being gushy over women. But like, let me not make that mistake again, where I'm accidentally leaking how gushy I am to the wrong person. Let me find, I think that I can find it by here. Yeah. Okay, literally perfect. I cropped right out for women. Perfect. So we're gonna switch over real quick. I need to get a window open. So we're gonna do display capture. Yeah, let's see how that works. No, I'm trying not to leak a specific gushy. We're gonna go, and I need to crop like right around here. Perfect. Yes, we can get rid of the chat about women. Perfect. Yeah. So, oh, oops, women leak. Yeah, so this is a throat spray Yanma team that Becca wanted to cook up with bright powder cacnea involved in the mix in case of, again, you were ever curious about the types of things that you'd be getting if we get that VGC stream. Did I compare your... Nope, I compared it to Grookey because Grookey is the top 5 Pokemon in the format. There's a big difference. Woman privy. Yeah, woman privy. Yeah, so cacnea. Like Becca literally wanted to do like bright powder Sandville cacnea with like Yanma with throat spray. And it goes further to say that that was the saving grace of the team. The saving grace of the team, ladies and gentlemen. And non-binary folk, of course. Cannot stress enough non-binary folk, of course. Shout out to the non-binary folk, for real, saving the economy. But yeah, this is the type of stuff that we'd be getting with the VGC stream, though. Again, just need to preface that. This is the type of content that you're membering for, is, of course, this. So I had to preface, literally forced my hand to have to let her cook on that one. Really glad I thought to crop properly for once. To become friends with this person immediately. Well, she's in stream. Let me see. Yeah, Becca, say hi to the chat. That's right, Emma. Shut the fuck up. It's not the saving grace of the team. It's not the saving grace of any team. It can be a part of the team, but it cannot be the saving grace of your team. That's psychotic, even for you. Instead of saying boys and girls, I like saying guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Honestly, so valid. I remember someone that I really liked saying that once. And I liked saying it, and I just forgot to keep saying it because it fits so much better. But yeah, no, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, honestly, it's the move, to be honest. Is Bug Buzz considered sound? It is considered a sound-based move. And that was why she thought it was the saving grace of the team. Built a nice Trickum team very quickly. Honestly, really cool. But yeah, so Grookey, though. I talked about Grookey and used it as a plug. I forgot to actually talk about why Grookey's really good, though. This thing is the only terrain setter in the tier. It's the only terrain setter outside of manual using the move. In general, there's not like, oh, you know, it's like this and some really bad Pokemon. No, it's just Grookey. Grookey's the only form of automatic terrain in the whole tier. Also, has really good momentum with U-turn. Has a great fake out support. It has great built-in priority. One of the best priority moves in Grassy Glide. It's probably one of the only viable priority users outside of like Quick Attack, Fletchling, or like Eevee, and then like fake out support, and then I guess Upper Hand Pokemon, because Upper Hand is like the good priority for anti-priority. But it's one of the only good like offensive priority ones, I would say. Grookey just has such a really defined role in the tier because it's so exclusive at a lot of different things. And its support's also really good for a lot of top Pokemon. Like, we look through a lot of things that are good. It's one of the best offensive Legion on Basculin checks. It's one of the best immunities to Spore. It's one of the best means to kill Squirtle. It's a great neutral option to a lot of this A tier. Like Grookey is a really good option. Fellas, Fellini's, fell everybody else. Oh my god, that is so fucking... Oh my god, I want to try that. I want to try... I might in the stream. That sounds right up my alley, though. Like, I know you said you stopped saying it after a day, but like, oh, that feels right up my alley for like the perfect level of cringe. I'm so sorry to call it cringe, but like, it is the perfect level of cringe, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. But yeah, no, guys, gals, non-binary pals is perfect. It really is. But yeah, so Grookey, though, easy S+ tier. Like, I feel like that mon is like one of the best fake out users. Definitely the weakest mod in our S+ for sure, including when we finish off the tier list. Score Buddy sucks. It gets no coverage. This mon sucks. This mon sucks. This mon sucks. This mon lol. This mon... actually, Nickit gets at least Unburden, and it gets some cool options with pure dog typing. It's not terrible. Gossifleur gets at least Cotton Down. That's okay. Cringe in a queer way. Base, no, exactly. I mean, if we're leaking more, I think I remember telling my friend Mia last night that I had like the perfect first date idea for 2 trans women dating. You gotta schedule your top surgery together. She laughed at that really fucking quickly and then immediately replied based, but then called it cringe. And then I had to ask Becca that question too. I thought it would be nice to double down. She also pretty similar reaction, to say the least. So yeah, if you ever want to first date idea, you're all welcome. That's the one bit of dating advice that I can give. Don't have a lot. Wooloo, bad. Choodle, bad. A lot of bad Pokemon. Oh, finally, a not terrible Pokemon. This at least gets Steam Engine. It's kind of okay. We'll give it E tier. Roly-Poly does not get much else. Honestly, valid. Valid, though. Congratulations on being in the Fell Everybody Else category. Applin, yeah, Applin, lol, this mon kind of sucks. Silly Cobra, yeah, a lot of the Gen 8 mons are not good in Little Cup. Consider the idea. Honestly valid, yeah, just schedule your top surgery. I actually stole that. That's not even my idea. I stole that from a TikTok that I tried to find from this one TikTok. One of the few TikTok accounts I even like somewhat watch, and I do not watch a lot of TikTok. But I definitely, it was a great idea. And then the TikTok got deleted. It was really sad because I wanted to send that to her. I wanted to send that to her so bad. But yeah. Anyway, this mon can get like a B tier. I think it's just a worse version of Basculin, but like it's not restricted, so it's probably like one of the best non-restricted rain abusers outside of maybe like Carvana. We could give it a run for its money. Sandsplit plus Glare. Oh right, the mon does get Glare. Okay, I can get E tier. It can get E tier because Glare just like spores broken enough to raise any Pokemon's tiering. That's about all I can give it though. What Showdown can I build on? I just build on base Showdown, and there's the challenge code I can send to you. For challenging people. It's in the Discord. It's actually pinned in the Discord, but we just build in National Dex doubles. That's what I like to build in. Toxel is lol. Sizzlipede sucks. This mon sucks. Shell Smash actually. This thing can kind of okay. It can get like an E tier just for Shell Smash Ghost. Most of these Little Cup mons fucking suck though. Hatena is actually kind of cool. One of the more offensive psychic types you can get. It's a decent Trick Room speed tier Pokemon. There's not really a lot of good stuff to say about it though, but like it has some stuff. We can at least give Hatena like a D tier. It is pure Psychic, so it's not a Psychic Fairy. If it was Psychic Fairy, it would probably be like a B or A tier. Impidimp is a cool Fairy type. This is a cool prankster support Pokemon. It's probably like the best screen support in Little Cup VGC, I would argue. Not that I think the archetype is the greatest, but it does have a decent niche in that regard. I'm willing to give it B tier off of that. It also has some nice fake out options. Yeah, no Terra coverage. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. If it had Terra, I think Sinistea could definitely be like a B tier, but without Terra, that mon is kind of eh. Nilsuri sucks. Snom gets lol. Qfant sucks, but it's not like F tier bad. We can give Qfant like a D tier actually. Sheer Force, this gets a lot of good Sheer Force stuff actually. I'd be willing to give Qfant like a nice D tier. We don't have a lot of good steals anyway, and Qfant unironically is probably one of the better ones. Dreepy, lol. Cubfu, finally we get Cubfu. Cubfu's another really good fighting type. Inner Focus is great. This thing gets a decent speed tier. Unlike a lot of the best fighting types, this thing doesn't get like any good support whatsoever. No fake out, no nothing, but it has enough coverage options to where I think this mon actually could be kind of a decent pick. I would definitely be willing to say that Cubfu is a decent A tier option to round out the Gallery placement. Really short placement because most of these Pokemon suck, unlike our Paldea placement where a lot of the Pokemon will be good. But Cubfu is decent. Inner Focus is just immune to the fake out. It's a decent Scarf option or just a decent Band option. You're probably playing as similar to you'd play your Shifu, but it doesn't get a good crit move and it doesn't get a good secondary stab. Otherwise it'd be S+, or probably just Band. But Cubfu's still not bad. I just think it's worse than options like Mienfoo, Sneasel, H, etc. But it's probably comparable to like Riolu in viability. Can I explain Eevee? Yeah, of course. I can explain Eevee. So Eevee's pretty simple. It gets adaptability with Quick Attack, which is decent, as well as adaptability with things like Return, which are back in the format. Honestly, the adaptability normal stab alone is really decent because there aren't a lot of good Steel types. There's not a lot of good Rock types. There's not a lot of good Ghost types, though there are the most good Ghost types of any of these three. It's just that there's not a lot of Ghost types in general. So I think there's a lot of good going into that pure normal stab that has a lot of low drawback. It's also one of the better offensive priority options. I just think that its coverage isn't the best, so I want to put it in C. Does it really get Prankster Coaching? Yes, it does. It does get Prankster Coaching, as well as things like Prankster Weather. It also gets things like Circle Throw, Follow Me. It gets a lot of good options. Copycat also still kind of cool, but it's not anywhere near as good as it was in Sword and Shield. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the Paldea Pokemon. I mean, there's not a... For the Gallery Pokemon, really, most of these kind of suck. But let's switch over to Showdown really quickly. I want to do a quick build. We're going to build a Trapinch team. Pretty funny. Yeah, no, I do agree. I think it's pretty funny. Let's see. National Dex doubles. We're going to build around Trapinch. So we're going to go with Trapinch. Spritzy, Corsola. That's where I think we're gonna go with this team. I think this is the trio of mons that we're gonna build into for our duo here. Now I need to set to level 50. This is the level 50 format. If only there was a level 50 version of this, but we thrive. I want a good fake out user too. So we're gonna look for a good fake out mon. Might be Grookey. I don't know if I want it to be Grookey on a team like this though. I think there's gotta be something better. Apom might not be terrible. Metatite could be kind of cool actually on a team like this. Scraggy could be really cool on a team like this actually. I do kind of vibe with Scraggy here. Could also just go with Squirtle. Nothing wrong with Squirtle. Grookey might not be terrible. I just don't want to weaken Trapinch at all by making like more grass types do more damage. So Hidden Power legal, yes, Hidden Power is legal in the format. So it's another decent option. Yeah, I think I'll go with Squirtle. This will definitely be citrus. I do like citrus berry. Fake out, follow me, jet, and protect. I don't think I need helping hand on a team like this. Violet. We'll go with soft sand here. Stomp. Ground. Yeah, unfortunately this thing only gets good spread ground. But we can go with like Sand Tomb. Rock Slide. Gothita is definitely fair. I'm not sure how I feel about Gothita on the team specifically that I'm trying to go for because I want to go a bit more offensive, but Gothita might still be a good pick for sure. I'm just gonna go with like Edge Quick S coverage. We'll go with Sand Tomb because it's like the best single target ground this gets, unfortunately. I'm gonna make this like a really slow Trapinch because it's our Trick Room Breaker. We'll just hit bump here, and then we'll go for that. I do like the Covert Cloak idea you did though with Spritzy, so I am gonna go with that. And we're gonna go with Aromafail, Trick Room, Dazzling Gleam. I do kind of want to go with Ally Switch here. I might ditch Protect though for like an Encore. I think Encore could be kind of cool, but it kind of depends on if I'm gonna go with like a setup option here. For now, I think I'm gonna go with. I'll keep Protect for now with the intention to maybe change it later. Again, I want to make this a more offensive Trick Room support. I'll go with a bulkier option later as well, something more utility focused. For now, that I'm looking for something more on the offensive side of things. We'll go with more Spadef. I think this will be a more. No, we'll just go to 0 for that. And then again, we'll make this minus speed here. First, I'm not missing a stream. Welcome, Melfi Rabbit. How are you doing today, Melfi Rabbit? We're gonna go with Calm Mind. Alright, yeah, this is supposed to be Calm Mind one. Yeah, we can go with Encore here. Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Earth Power, Strength Sap. I have a spread that I want to pull for this. I don't know super much about this form, but Fungus would be on the team. Fungus actually probably will end up making the team, despite the fact that I know I said I was going for more offense. It's a decent Spore user. I might also look into something like a... I might go for something that would be like, what's it? I'm forgetting. Oh my god. One second. Let me find my spread first. Here we go. Yeah, I had a spread. Oh wait, this was for Hex, but I do still kind of like the investment overall. Because that was more what it's for. Yeah, here we go. Shadow Ball, and we're gonna go for Calm Mind. There we go. Okay, perfect. Then yeah, we'll go with Torrent here. Actually, I'll probably just go with Rain Dish. I know I'm not a rain team, but it might take advantage of opposing rain, at least. I don't know super much about this. Let's see, yeah. Let's see, Fungus. We do like Fungus here. Regenerator, we're going with Spore, Pollen, Rage Powder. Protect, it's literally just going to be the thing. we'll probably have to go with, I might go with Rocky Helmet. We're probably with like a more Fizz-Diff spread. I do kind of like the idea of, I guess, more Fizz-Diff Wall. Good fast Pokemon. Yeah, fast Pokemon will be up next in the team, most likely. But for now, though, I want to try and just get the foundation, like the things that it will take to make this team work. We'll go with this for now because I don't really know a better Figure spread. And then I want to think of a fast mode. What's a good fast mode that could synergize with this? It's not restricted Pokemon. What do you think of speed? Let me find speed. Actually, let me think about what I need. I want a dark type. I want a good dark type. I want a good fighting type too. I might change out something to fit Scraggy on the team actually. We'll see. Let me just see where dark fighting lands us. It is just Scraggy. Yeah, and Scraggy's kind of slow. I want to make this Fake Out Mon and Ditch Squirtle for faster water. I think it'll be easier to find faster water speed. Clarabelle could be cool. I don't want to. I do kind of want to find speed though. Arrowcode is kind of whatever. I could actually go with Carvana and get a different fighting type. To be fair, I kind of vibe with that idea actually. I kind of vibe with Carvana here. Let's see. Wait, no, I meant to go fighting Fake Out. Meditite could still be cool here. I might still go with Meditite. I could go with Krogon. Krogon might not be terrible. Mienfoo. I'm actually just gonna go with Mienfoo. I do kind of like Mienfoo. Let's see. So I've already given up Covert Cloak. I've already given up a Violet. I've given up like all the good items here. We're gonna go with also Sash. Make this level 50. We boost. Psychic Fangs. Crunch. Liquidation. I saw this set in server. I forget who was talking about Carvana, but I do like the idea. I think it's just objectively that's the set you go with. Then we're gonna make this a coaching set. Coaching, Fake Out, close combat, Q-turn. We'll go with, I do like inner focus here. Chat, what item are we thinking on this? I feel like Mental Herb might not be terrible. I don't really think we need an offensive item on a Pokemon like this though. I do like the idea of a Violet still on the course. I think for now, the plan will just be make this into a more just fast support. What item are we thinking? I feel like... Maybe Black Belt might not be terrible. Man, also I could honestly just throw Clear Amulet on this. I don't know if I need that. Citrus Berry. Oh right, I don't have Citrus Berry on anything. I am a wee bit dumb. Yeah, that still works. Okay. Let me do, I'm gonna do testing this time. I wanna do testing real quick. Maybe tester. Let me see. I got my challenge code picked out. We'll do 2 different games with this team. And then we'll finish up with Paldea, and then we'll do a couple games if we have time. So we will see how this does. I'm curious how the team will do. I feel confident the team can do decent. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see where that goes. I do feel confident, though, in the team. I think Trapinch in general has a lot of potential to be good in this format. I just ask that whoever knows that I'm testing this team, just don't counterpick. Just don't counterpick the team. I beg you, don't just hard counterpick. But I am down to do some testing though, if anyone wants. I'll give it a couple minutes, and if no one responds, that's perfectly fine too. Worst case scenario, I can just go for some more tier make here in the time while we were waiting. I do have a couple things that I want to check real quick. Let's see. Whatever really has the weather. Oh god, more thunder. I don't like the fact that we have more thunderstorms in the forecast. Okay. Now that I know that it's gonna thunder later, that's great. Okay. Let's see. Magic testing. Alright, yeah. I think while we wait, I will probably just continue back with the tier maker. We'll wait for someone else who wants to test. Is hidden power allowed? Yes, hidden power is allowed. Hidden power is perfectly legal in this tier. I'll start on Paldea though, while we're waiting on people with ready teams. Whoever wants to go. Starting off with Sprig. Sprig is one of the few Pokemon that actually kind of is not great, but it's at least like E tier good. I think at minimum, just we don't have a lot of good grass types that are offensively focused, and Sprig at least is a decent merit as like a good physical option. Fuecoco is kind of okay as well. Spawn. I think Fuecoco is at least like a D tier. Unaware Fire is not terrible. I think there's a place for that in the format, like a decent Wisp stat. And I think the biggest thing though is just that it doesn't get Torch Song, which otherwise would be like really good in that Pokemon. That would probably be like an A tier if it had Torch Song. Quaxley, again, similarly, I think this is just like a decent option similar to Sprig, where it could be good. It's unfortunately, it's not the best in comparison to ones like Basculin, but like as a Moxie Water, it could have a place next to a good Fallen user. Lechonk sucks no matter what Amel does with this Pokemon. This spawn sucks no matter Stakeout. You suck. Palmy could be kind of good actually. I kind of vibe with Palmy. I know it doesn't get Revival Blessing, but it's Electric type Fake Out. And it has some decent offensiveness to it. I'm actually gonna give it an E tier. I think E tier is a little more fair. Let me test this Trigram team. Kami Os. Okay, perfect. Let me challenge it, Kami. Oh, sorry, Kami. I meant Kami. Meant Kami. I'm so sorry there. Kami Os. Let me see the challenge. I'll wait to continue the tier list because I have a lot to say about Tandem Mouse actually. But good luck, fun, of course. Let me stop timer real quick. Okay. So we have Inner Focus Giraffe, interesting. Okay. Yeah, definitely interesting for sure. Hey, Kami. I don't know if you realize, but Clefairy is an NFP. Not a Little Cup Pokemon. I'm still down to play the game, but Clefairy is an NFP Pokemon. It's not a Little Cup because Cleffa exists. Just wanted to let you know. I don't mind either way, but just wanted to let you know. Let me see. We're going with Trapinch, Manfu. We're going with you. I think we'll go with you. Total. Yeah. Okay. It is. No, it is. Don't worry. Just give it a bit. She's, listen. Kami's silly. But it's okay. Listen, guys. Kami's silly. Kami just silly. Just silly like that. Like, can you actually blame her? Like she's just a girl. Guys, like she's just a girl. You can't blame her for that. Kami could have brought Clefable and I wouldn't have minded. We can redo a Clefable. No. I think honestly this is way funnier. I think we have to do it for content now. But like, come on, guys. She's just a girl. She's like, literally, she's just a girl. We can't blame her for that. Yeah, Clefairy would go so hard. Honestly, yeah. No, Clefairy would go kind of hard. Goes from supporting the most broken horse to Chinese giraffe. Like, honestly, yeah, yeah, just silly girl, silly little Clefairy, just a girl. Perfect, Trick Room. Okay, thank God. Oh wait, shit. I thought I said Trick Room first. Oops. She's just like you for real? Honestly, she's just like you for real. Like, Kami, like, literally just a girl. Alright. We're bringing in the course. We're bringing in the course time. Hyper Voice goes off, and Spritzy takes the Gleam pretty well. Moonblast goes off, it does nothing. My god, this mon is dumb. This mon's so stupid. Oh my goodness. Okay, We'll go for a Trick Room here, and I'm gonna go for Calm Mind. We're gonna start setting up. We're gonna start seeing how stupid the Mon is. Because G-Course is kind of dumb. Okay. Yeah, this is about to go crazy. Perfect. And now the thing is locked into Protect. Yeah, this should be kind of cooking. We're just gonna keep clicking. We're just gonna kind of keep button clicking, because why would you not keep button clicking? Oh, Bronzong gets Expanding Force too. I didn't actually realize that. I forgot that Mon got Expanding Force because I don't think Bronzong is the offensive Pokemon, but fair. Okay. We're gonna... Honestly, I think we're just gonna ally switch it again. Alright, unfortunate we didn't, but we underpaced the Krabby at least, which is good. Neutral speed investment Krabby. Let's go. Yeah, perfect. Okay, sweet. Trapinch can cook. We're just gonna EQ. EQ and Profit. No! I disabled my own Earthquake. What the fuck? I mean, it doesn't matter, actually. But my god, that's so dumb. And we at least disabled that, though, which is kind of huge. Okay, yeah. I can just Earth Power, and I can go for... Close Combat. Because this Mon can't touch me right now. It can't touch me. Let's see. We're gonna go for Earth Power here. I'll go for Close Combat. Beautiful. Okay. This Mon is so dumb. It honestly is. I didn't even need to click Recovery. Go Whoopa. Disable my own Earthquake. Yeah. What a silly little Mon. Just a silly little Mon. This is a nice theory craft though for like, what if you're good. Literally, you're just a girl. I love. Hold on, wait. Love the fairy for you. Featuring new unban. I am gonna troll a little bit in the testing chat though by putting that featuring a new unban. Cause like yeah, gotta have to. It would be silly not to. It'd be very silly not to. We're gonna make all the team women. Happy Pride Month. Not that everyone has to be women, but like it's my team. I'm making everyone women. Originally I had Magby as a follow user. Magby would have cooked there. Actually, I fuck with Magby. Magby's a really cool mon. If anyone else has a team, I'll do one more game real quick. If not, we're gonna continue on with Paldea, and then I will search for more games. I do like the team though. The team cooks. The team definitely cooks. Cooks. Yeah. We'll give it a wee bit. I'm gonna pitch thoughts on a Clefairy unban. I feel like I have to. I have to throw it out there. No, Magby's actually decent. It's one of the better follow me users in my opinion. I actually think I put it in B. Pretty sure I put it in B. Yeah, Magby's in B. Magby's in B. It's a decent offensive follow me user. It's one of the faster options in the format for follow me. And its offensiveness plus flame body is really good. The mon actually kind of cooks. Okay. You might not think everyone must be a woman, but I know everyone must be a woman. Sorry, not sorry. No, because we have, like, Becca, you literally have they, them as well. What the fuck? Becca, you can't do that. You can't erase half of yourself. Also, like, we can't erase the men either. As much as I would like to erase the cis, like, we can't. Best we can't. My first member is literally, like, a man, so, like, we can't do that. We got, oh, perfect. Perfect. Zeke, what's the showdown these days? I would protest my own format if that happened. Oh my god, protesting your own format's kind of crazy. Let's see. I want to be a woman for real. You're true. I mean, so real. You'll take one for the team. No, you can't. You can't do that. Listen, we cannot erase the men in this chat. However, my team will be all women. Let's see. Is it actually Fear Not Zeke? There's no way that's your showdown these days. That's your actual. That's crazy. That's your showdown. Yeah, Zeke is absolutely not straight. Yeah, no, Zeke is just cis. There's a difference. There is a difference. Zeke is the token cis friend, not the token straight friend. There's a difference. I have a different token straight friend. He's currently not in stream though, but he is my token cis friend for all intents and purposes. I love calling him that. I don't know why. I actually have a couple token cis friends. I call Nexus my token cis friend all the time. It's always really funny every time. Also my token ally. He's my token ally too. And all my Pokemon female, so a person on my Discord made a male Pokemon with attract. That's so valid. Honestly, like you gotta bully your friends like that. Perfect. I'll bet. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna make a funny bet with Zeke. Let you call me your girlfriend for the day if you win, Galahafa, etc. Perfect. Yeah, Zeke will love that. Ooh, H-Sneasel. H-Sneasel's kind of a problem. Thankfully, I have the counter. I have like the ultimate fucking counter for that mon. I'm so sorry, Zeke. You have to learn it this way. I can't just leave with this. We'll go with you. We'll go with kind of like Carvana here too. We'll go with that. I feel confident in the line. I have a theory that nobody. I'm sure there are people that are, or at least think they are, but who knows, to be honest. I'm sure there are a lot of people who at least think they are until they're not. With Live in the format, a track could be viable. It unironically could. I do make a track 10 times more viable in the format just by existing. Like literally. On DDoS attack command Zeke, fuck you. That's crazy. Yeah, Zeke, just like don't win. Yeah, don't win. Perfect. Okay, H-Sneasel, that's why I didn't want to lead off with oh, it's Pickpocket. Okay, fuck. I should have checked for that. Pickpocket's crazy. Oops. Might be in trouble. We're gonna... That's Scarf. Okay, thank God. We're gonna for now. Oh, thank God I'm Covert Cloak. Thank God I'm Covert Cloak. Thank God I'm Covert Cloak. Oh my fucking God. Thank God I'm Covert Cloak. And thank God that fucker is Scarf too. Oh no. No. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh no. I should just went for Trick Room. We'll go for a Shank Sap into the. Fuck that Arcan. Okay, knockoff is fine. I'm still gonna take this hit really well. Yeah, no, unironically, it's definitely viable. Definitely viable for sure. Let's see. Okay. Well, thankfully, I still don't fucking die to anything. I can actually take advantage of this really well. We're gonna go for Sap. We're gonna go for Sappy Sap. Sappy Sap time. My God. No, fuck. If I led me Amphu, I think I would have been fine. Well, to be fair, I don't know if all the trans women make their Pokemon all female, but like I definitely do. I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure Becca does too. Oh fuck. Good read. Good read, Zeke. Good read for sure. Weakens your Sneasel. We're gonna go for you. We're gonna go for CM. Yeah, unfortunately, Zeke had to fight, like, the most viable fucking counter to his restricted. I'm so sorry, bud. Perfect. Okay. I can kill Arcan, too. Yeah, I figured you did, Becca. I'm not at all surprised to find out that you do. But I just didn't want to put, like, the wording in your mouth was all for it. Oh, right. Yeah. Because you DM'd me about the infinite thing. I remember. Because, okay, for anyone who remembered back when I was leaking chat with Becca, that was why the women leak comment was made, because I forgot right before that we were talking about impotent, and how Becca didn't want to use it because it was only male. So then I was like, okay, well, it's okay because they give us Tatterine too. They give us Hatena too. And Becca was like, women. And I was like, women. And that was the women leak. For anyone who's curious why that women leak comment was made, that was why. Because, like, yeah. Like, yeah. I'm gonna make a call. It's fake out, right? It's fake out, right? Knew it would be fake out enough, ain't. Fuck you, Zeke. Fuck you. Fuck you. Or can die. I should have actually went for Sneasel there, but it's fine. I'm showing off. We're gonna go for you. That's fine. I don't really need to kill the Sneasel yet. Perfect. Okay. Sweet. And Bellsprout die? Bellsprout die? Perfect. Okay, Bellsprout die. Beautiful. Okay. Trapinch Gaming. Trapinch Gaming. This is my good pal. This is dedicated to my good pal Clutch sometimes. It's literally his favorite Pokemon. Boo. Yeah, boo. Boo. I brought Trapinch. It's literally one of my good pal Clutch's like favorite Pokemon. He fucking, it's like this and Octillery. He fucking is obsessed with. Oh, I disabled voice chat. This mon can't touch me. Oh, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun here, boy. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a silly little time. We're gonna have such a silly time. Such a silly time. We're gonna try and go for the double tags because I think it'd be funny. Oh, fuck Zeke. Fuck Zeke. Okay. You know what, Zeke? You're ruining my fun here. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. Got the double protect anyway. Yeah. Literally the worst. Literally the worst for breaking my fun time. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let me post a replay. We're gonna go to Paldea. Game's trash. I'm so sorry, Zeke. Listen. For what it's worth, I do still fully believe you picked like the worst restricted into my specific restricted. Like that's the only matchup, and it's the only matchup this Pokemon has that is like a bad matchup. Everything else is such a free matchup for that one. It's just G-Course. I will say though, I was also fully ready to actually drop this down below if it wasn't for the fact that the G-Course got moved to restricted. So yeah. So no. I can't call it was the thing that Zeke couldn't call me his girlfriend. That's the difference. That's what we were betting on. That's what we were betting on. Zeke wasn't putting on the dress yet. Anyway, Tandem Mouse. Tandem Mouse. This thing is dumb. I'm shocked we have not seen more mouse usage. I think this mon is actually really broken. This mon is kind of insane. Albeit, I do think it's actually the worst S tier. But I would borderline put this in S tier. Pop Bomb is fucking insane. With fucking just wide lens population bomb. And just 10 hitting most Pokemon. Like this thing is kind of dumb. There's not good checks to this thing besides G-Course. It's like the one good check to this thing. It's like mono normal besides like bite though and like crunch, so it's not the best offensively, but it can do a lot. And I would definitely put this thing in the S tier for sure. I think, and it's also I don't think it gets follow me. I forget if it's follow me. I do actually need to double check if it gets follow me, because if it does, that's like game changer. I don't think it gets follow me though. It does not, but it still gets helping hand. It's like it's helping hand and encore, and even like switcheroo and taunt. Like it gets some decent utility still. Especially for a Pokemon that just kind of does like damage and it's like a kill button. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so Tandem Mouse still is kind of an obnoxious Pokemon though. Essentially, you just go with own tempo and you just don't get intimidated and you're kind of set. Like, it is very difficult to take on this Pokemon offensively because there's no defensive counterplay for it outside of a Ghost or Steel type or Rock type. Like, if you don't have a resist, you're not defensively countering that Pokemon. And a lot of the types that resist it are not good in the format. And its damage is fucking obnoxious. There's definitely... Okay, I'm overstating the counterplay to it, to be fair. There's definitely more options than that. But it has a lot of good options. Fido is an E tier. There's not a lot of good fairies, and it has a specific enough niche and kit with things like Yawn. Well, like, it has just enough going for it. Own Tempo's just kind of cool. Smoliv, unironically, can get an E tier just because the fact this thing is adorable, and it unironically is one of the only other ways of setting terrain with an ability. It's still grass though. Nackley doesn't get Salt Cure, otherwise this thing would be, like, easily a C tier, but it does not. It just also sucks. You suck. You suck. Wattrel is great, actually. Wattrel is a great Pokemon. Probably one of the better manual Tailwind options. Also a great option of just Electric Flying Stab, which is a really damning typing. I'd actually give Wattrel an A tier. I think Wattrel's Dual Stab is so obnoxious that this thing can get an A tier, even if I think it is one of the weakest A tiers, due to the fact that it's not the most desired Dual Stab in the current format, but it's kind of like Zapdos, where I think it has such a good kit that it will always be like a really good Pokemon. It's just the kit isn't the most useful right now, but it's still really good. I still think it's a hard Pokemon to rule out. It's a great pick for Rain too. It's a fantastic pick for Rain. Maschiff kind of sucks. We have Maschiff at home, which is just better. Shroodle is cool though. Shroodle's a cool prankster option. This thing gets like Super Fang. It gets like Parting Shot still. It's not the best prankster Pokemon, but I think like D tier, maybe even. I'm actually gonna give it C tier. I think C tier is a pretty appropriate placement for this. Also, I'm gonna move Poipole up to B tier. I forgot to do that earlier, but I'm moving Poipole up to B. Beast Boost is just too silly. Bramblin. I do actually need to, before we move Bramblin, I need to double check something. Does Bramblin get Poltergeist? That would be like the difference maker here between a couple tierings. It does get Polter. Okay, yeah. Bramblin can go to like a C tier then. I think this could be cool. Bramblin having just a nice offensive Ghost Grass Dual Stab could be pretty valuable. And I think especially having like Poltergeist plus also having like Shadow Sneak and Strength Sap. This has a kit. It's a kit of all time for sure. It's a good fighting check. It's a great offensive fighting check because it will actually deal damage on the physical end, which a lot of other ghosts can't. Don't like Clear Amulet, and that one kind of cooks. Toad School gets like an E tier purely off of Spore alone. Mon is kind of silly. Also gets Trick Room, to be fair. It gets a lot of cool utility. Capsakid can get an E tier too, just because it gets Rage Powder. But it loses out on that fire typing. If it had fire, I think that actually could be a good pick for this format, and it could maybe get like a C tier right now. Unfortunately, it does not have fire typing though, so it kind of sucks. Lore is bad. Flittle is okay. I think this Mon can get like a D tier. We don't have a lot of great psychics, and at least I think Stored Power plus Speed Boost can kind of cook right now. Albeit I do think it's a really difficult Pokemon to set up, but it could maybe do some work. Also get some good support. Tinkatink. Tinkatink gets like one of the few fairies that actually can do shit. I know I alluded to this last stream, but Tinkatink is kind of cool. Tinkatink is kind of vibes. We're gonna give it a B tier. Fake Out plus Fairy typing and Fairy Steel too. That is one of the only good fairies and one of the only good steals. I get some good toolkit in general. Yeah, no, Scyther and Sneasel are like big hits. Honestly, pretty good, pretty well said. If Scyther and Sneasel bully it, it's probably in this tier. Yeah, Tinkatink does a good job though. It's a really much needed typing. Steel and Fairy individually are both really hard to come by, and the fact they both are on this Pokemon and it gets a good kit behind it too. Like that Tinkatink is a good pick. B tier. Wiglet sucks. Finizen is just better Wiglet. If this thing gets like Jet Punch, which is kind of, well, no, it doesn't even get Jet Punch. If it got Jet Punch, this could probably be like a C tier, but it's still not terrible. It's like Aqua Jet. Actually, hold on. Does this thing get this thing actually I think does get Jet Punch. It does not. Never mind. Yeah, I mean it still could be kind of okay. I mean like 45 isn't terrible on a 75 speed. You can go with like Boom Burst sets, like Chilling Water and like Surf maybe, or like Hydro Pump. Like Throat Spray, Finizen automatically maybe be okay. It's an easier pick for sure though. It's a fast water type that's mixed. Varoom is bad. Actually, Varoom is a steel type with Parting Shot. It's at least an E tier. Actually, let me double check that Mon gets Parting Shot. It does get Parting Shot. Yeah, okay. This can get an E tier at least. If it had Terra, this could maybe be D, but it doesn't. Glimmet. Glimmet's cool actually. I fuck with Glimmet. Glimmet's a really cool pick. Also, moving Ammonite up. I forgot about Ammonite actually. This thing is kind of decent with Meteor Beam. We'll give it C tier. I still do think it's a bit too situational. I don't think it's super against this niche, but I forgot I got Meteor Beam. Anyway. Glimmet. Glimmet, I think it's just better Ammonite, personally. I think Glimmet is kind of vibes. Poison Rock is a really decent dual stab, in my opinion. And I think we have a lot to see with Glimmet offensively. It gets some good options overall. Unfortunately, it's still really bad defensively speaking, but like Glimmet can kind of cook. This Mon... Actually, wait, does this thing get Last Respects? Greavard. It does not get Last Respects. Yeah, this is an F tier. Citadel doesn't get Slush Rush. F tier. This Mon kind of sucks. F tier. Gimme Ghouls. Okay, Gimme Ghouls are actually cool picks. I vibe with these two a lot. I think they're some of the better offensive ghosts that we have. I think they both do very different things. I do think there's a form of Gimme Ghoul is actually better than the other. I'll get into that. That form, of course, being the roaming form, gets a D tier because there's no Terra Blast. If this thing got Terra Blast as like a coverage option, so it would be B tier. I think that's very clear. This would be the most improved Pokemon by Terra, I think. I think that this form, though, gets a B tier because with base 10 speed, it actually does have a niche as being one of the slowest Pokemon. So I think despite the really, really lackluster coverage of Gimme Ghoul, like, you can definitely make a case for Ghost Rock and normal and, like, actually do some... Actually, sorry. Just Ghost Rock. Yeah, Ghost Rock normal. Never mind, yeah, because Terra normal... just base normal Terra Blast could be kind of decent. And it could automatically do okay. It wouldn't be great, but it could do okay with a base 10 speed and, like, 80 special attack. Oh, sorry, 75 special attack. And it gets decent bulk, too. So I'd put Gimme Ghoul Chest in the B tier, I think. It's not great, but it is one of the slowest Sugar Sweepers, so I fuck with it. And then finally, we have one other Pokemon on the tier list, being Poltergeist. Now, I do need to double check a couple things. Does this thing get... Does not get Machagacha. Yeah, I do think it's Corsola G Light. I think now that Corsola G is banned, this thing could be a B tier. I think otherwise before that, it would have been a C tier, for what it's worth. Anyway. So, Poltergeist does get Hospitality. It does not get a Machagacha, though. I actually forgot to also check if it got Scald. It does get Scald. Okay, so it at least gets one burn move. We're gonna give Poltergeist a D tier. Actually, no, I'm gonna give it a C tier. Dual Stab is really good. I think the biggest issue, though, is the fact that while it does still get a lot of good stuff from the toolkit of Sinistcha, such as, of course, for example, it gets the... Actually, no, it doesn't get Strength Tap. It still gets Rage Powder, though. So it gets Rage Powder, Memento, it gets Ply and Calm Mind for setup, it gets some decent coverage. Things like Scald is like a really big deal for this thing. The issue being, though, is it gets no Matcha and it gets no Strength Tap. If it got those two things, this would probably be like an A tier. I think for now, though, C tier makes sense. So we're going to skim through the tier list one more time from top to bottom. And then I think we'll wrap up because I've gotten into nice games. I'm very tired. I still have a lot of stuff that I need to work on before I get my tooth pulled. So I'm going to take some time to do that after this. I also want to eat before I go into work today. But starting from the top down, we have our two band picks. We have our S+ tier in order. We have our S tier also in order. After this tier, we get out of order, and it's just by dex order instead of by viability. We have our A tier picks. We have our B tier picks. We have our C tier picks. We have our D tier picks. We have our lengthy E tier picks in this tier right down here. We have our entire F tier column made up of so many terrible, terrible Pokemon. And we have our lull column. And then these are just alternate forms at the bottom because I've already put these Pokemon in other tiers. So thank you very much to everyone for joining us for the stream today. I know it was a bit of a shorter one. We'll be back on schedule starting, maybe not on next Monday, but on Wednesday of next week for sure. We'll be back on schedule with streaming for sure. Monday will be contingent on how I'm doing with my mouth. I can't imagine after like 5 days that I will not be doing better enough to stream, even if it's a short one. And from next week, Wednesday on, we'll be back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for at least a couple hours a day. Probably around this time of day, maybe a little earlier, ideally a little earlier. Maybe I won't get distracted talking to women next time. Currently, of course, shout out to our channel member being Zeke. We'd have a member goal of 8 members. When we get to 8 channel members on this channel, even if it is off stream, I will plan out a Becca-sama stream where I'll be streaming with my shorts editor, Becca. We will stream whatever the fuck she wants for any sort of laddering content. Or maybe I'll fucking stream Val with her. I don't fucking know. Probably not Val. But we'll stream any sort of monster laddering she wants to do. Maybe Val if I'm deranged. Did you show up late? Yes, we're actually literally just dropping the stream now. I gotta get ready for work. But we'll be live next week on Wednesday for sure. We might be live next week on Monday. Kind of depends. With that said, though, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and bye.